It's time for AggroChat, the official podcast of the Tales of the Aggronaut blog and stalwart gaming community, where we talk about stuff and things, and the stuff about the things, and sometimes gaming. I'm Belghast, and let's start the show.
Hey folks, it's that time again. Time for another episode of AggroChat. This is episode 571. Tonight I'm joined by Ace.
Hello.
Ammo.
Hello.
Ashgar.
Hello.
Kodra.
I'm mobility impaired.
Tam.
Hey, everybody.
And Thalen.
Hey there.
So, was it more than a Band-Aid run?
So it's one of those things where the recommendation was I rest, ice, compress, and take anti-inflammatories, which is like the default instructions for what to do if you have like a problematic foot. But my foot looks weird. Like I have a big like mass of fat underneath some nerves. And so that's just making everything bulge out in concerning looking ways.
That sounds very uncomfortable.
So my partner was looking at this and being like, your foot looks so weird. And I think this is just the fact that we don't really look at each other's feet that often. But yeah, my foot looks weird. And when it gets a little bit swollen, it looks super weird and somewhat concerning.
Hopefully,
Sorry
Rice...
about weird feet stuff.
Hopefully Rice improves it.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
So Life Below.
I blame Thalen.
I also blame me. Life Below, so this showed up in my Blue Sky feed because Rihanna Pratchett wrote the narrative for it, and I follow her. But it is basically an underwater city builder where you are playing an adorable reef guardian that is rebuilding a coral reef and growing coral and attracting fish and other sea creatures and dealing with, various disasters like a garbage patch or a massive oil spill, which is what ended my first game when I just had a complete reef failure. I couldn't come back from that. I had not learned how to clean structures yet, and I could not do it fast enough.
I somehow managed to beat the game on my first playthrough, mostly because I got lucky with my first garbage patch and my first oil spill that they didn't fall close enough to the heart to kill it. And so I just had massive losses because I couldn't do anything about either of them, but I recovered.
My first garbage patch mostly hit some zones that I hadn't done a lot in anyway, so it wasn't a big deal. But the oil spill managed to kill a moon coral that cut my entire energy web in half. And by the time I could do anything about it, so many of my poor little fishies had died that I was in severe bio debt and I couldn't come back out of it.
Oh, that's very sad.
Yeah.
This is what you were playing on Tuesday during sibling time, weren't you?
Yes.
Okay. It sounds all familiar.
Yeah. Yeah, it's extremely cute. It has lots of cute fish in it. I even sprung for the DLC, even though dolphins are assholes.
They are. It's true.
And yeah, I had a really good time sort of obsessively playing through, and I probably will play again and try to max out everything before I finish. But it was very compelling. Imagine that. I will enjoy a city builder if you just put it underwater and make it about living things instead of building.
There you go. I think one of the things I like best about it is because you are on the bottom of the ocean, at no point do you have to worry about roads. Because everything swims.
Is this one of those things that's kind of a city builder in the sense that Frostpunk is a city builder?
Honestly, it reminds me most of Ixion. but less depressing and not as intense. But like the unlocking new zones as you go, and you can migrate fish between zones and things like that. But you're building out an energy web. You're putting down a type of coral that basically are pylons. Like they're pylons.
Build
Mhm.
more pylons.
Yes. And then you're, harvesting coral from specific spots that you've got to build towards, and growing clams to get pearls from them, and then just building out a coral reef.
Yeah, there's like some refining and processing of things.
There,
It's all sort of vaguely biological, but
there's a tech tree. You learn things from the tech tree by spending biodiversity, which you earn by attracting more and more types of sea creatures to your reef.
some of the things on the tech tree require having recruited specific creatures to your reef.
Yes, if you want to learn to move rocks around, I think the lumpfish teaches you is how you learn to do that. If you want to learn to clean structures, you need a particular type of crab.
Yep.
I know that because I was desperately going through the compendium looking for like what do I do about oil? It's like, oh,
Mhm.
it's a certain type of crab that cleans coral. Maybe they can teach you something. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, there can be plagues of jellyfish, and so you recruit sea turtles that will eat the jellyfish. Like, I appreciate both the theming and also the attention to some semblance of accuracy. Like, the sea
Hmm.
turtles eat the jellyfish. There are sea otters, and they will eat um, the sea urchins when they take over.
Aha. Okay. I had seen that sea urchins were a problem that you would have to deal with at some point. I was not sure how to deal with them. Okay. Oh, and also, and I don't know that I've seen a game that's had a mechanic like this before, because this is, a living reef. Like, you got to keep things in balance. Like, too much of something is possibly worse than too little of something. So if you plant too many algae coral, you could end up with an algae bloom. I have not caused this to happen, but that certainly seems like it would be bad.
I've gotten perilously close to this.
Oh no.
But it's funny. I'm glad that you said something about that because to me it was just like a completely natural thing. Of course, if you have too many algae coral, you'll have an algae bloom. That's what algae does.
Hmm.
But you're right. It's not quite something I've seen mechanically before.
And then also, you have a particular temperature band and a pH band that are, you know, survivable. And once you get outside of that, the coral and the creatures start getting stressed and will eventually start losing health and die if you don't deal with it fast enough. And different corals will affect the temperature or the pH, either raising or lowering. And then there are also ones that you can learn and plant that specifically affect that thing. Like there's a chill coral that will drop the temperature. There's an acid coral that will lower the pH and so forth. But like that, you know, that affects where you end up putting certain things, because like clams lower the temperature of the zone that they're in. So plant a lot of clams in the volcanic zone because it's too hot anyway.
Yeah, I ran into this problem because the essentially energy pylon coral will raise the temperature,
Hmm.
and trying to build a network through a volcanic zone without just overheating everything.
Yep. But yeah, it's a neat little game. I have not beat it yet, but I am enjoying it, and I'm a good ways into a second playthrough. Having learned from my first playthrough, I will attract crabs much sooner this time.
Yeah, and I think it's helpful if you know what you need to get quickly. You know, those crabs can only be recruited with lore that's crafted from materials in certain kinds of zones. So as you're expanding, it does matter what order of zones you expand into.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
'cause
wish there
there's-
was a little more flexibility on that, honestly.
Yeah, but yeah, because there's different zones that are different that are different biomes, and so that affects how you're going to build there and what resources are there and what problems you'll have to deal with in that zone. Like there's one zone type where seaweed just grows nonstop until eventually you develop the zone enough. I don't know what enough is. I hope 90% isn't what you have to hit for the seaweed to stop. Because oh my gosh.
Yeah, I get real sick of that seaweed real fast.
But also, that's one of the only biomes that, by default, is within the survivable band on both pH and temperature. So you don't have to, plant any special coral to start building in it. So
Yeah, I do appreciate the mechanic of, as you build up the amount of coral, the growth of the zone, things get more stable. So
Mhm.
the first threshold means that the resources of that zone actually will start spawning again, and you can start harvesting them. And then eventually, once you're close to maxed out, it'll be considered a stable ecosystem, and some of the hazards won't bother it anymore. My playthrough, I think I only got one zone up to 90%.
like that seems like a lot of structures in a zone to get that high.
Yeah, and when you're trying to expand to get new crafting materials, to make new lures, to raise your biodiversity, you're not filling out your structures in the zones you've already gained. You're constantly pushing into new places, so
Yeah.
makes it a little tricky to try to do that. But yeah, it's very charming. It's very pretty. It definitely ate most of my game time this week.
So I vaguely know what this next one is, but the topic on our list is games shouldn't be allowed to make you cry in the first 30 seconds.
It's true. They should not be allowed.
Is this the
Uh,
cat game?
this is the cat game. So I got some bad health news about my cat this week, which meant I should not have had any business playing this game.
Oh gosh.
The
Yeah.
title of which is The Last Cat in the Universe. So, yeah, so already you can sense that maybe now's not a good time for me to play this game. But it truly made my eyes leak in the first 30 seconds. The premise of this game is that basically you're a little robot on a space station, and there's actually, before anything happens, just in the opening text of the game, you get a command from the doctor who lived there saying, rescind all previous orders, nothing else matters, take care of the cat, make sure she has a good life and she is taken care of. It is the most important thing in the universe. And it's a just a little incremental game interspersed with a story that pretty much made me cry at every interval. uh, it's it is a story about the end of the world. It is a story about taking care of a small creature that's dependent on you. It's a story about family, and what family can mean to you. This game, for just a little cute incremental game with a cat in it, just absolutely emotionally wrecked me on multiple axes. And by the end of this game, I was crying harder than I think I have ever cried at any piece of media in recent memory. Just A plus writing. Cannot recommend it enough, but also make sure that you're in a mental place that you can be okay playing this.
Mhm.
Prepare
Like,
for a case of the weepies.
yes, like it's definitely worth it for a tiny game that and I appreciate this about it. It will tell you up front, this isn't a game that has prestiging. This is not something that's meant to be infinitely replayed. This is meant to be a couple of hours of narrative with a little incremental game in between. And it does that, and it's excellent at it. And honestly, for such a tiny game, this might be at the top of my games of the year list just for the narrative alone. The gameplay
Wow.
is also fun. Like it's, an incremental game where you're shooting a laser, essentially cannibalizing the space station over time to gain resources to make sure that you can keep the cat alive and happy. And the gameplay of it is fun and it's smooth and it's not like a clicker, annoying kind of thing. It's relatively chill and relaxing. It's sort of a nice mental break in between the emotional gut punches. So, yeah, if you have ever loved a pet, if you have ever loved a parent, if you've ever loved the planet Earth, it will probably make you cry, but it is worth it.
It definitely sounds like a 11 sads out of 10 type of game that I
Yeah.
should check out.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm gonna say I just put it in my cart. So
I'm sorry everyone sounds so depressed about this.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
I know what I'm getting myself into. I hope.
I look forward to hearing whether it attacks everyone else in the same way that it attacked me.
Spirit Crossing.
Hey, I love everything that Spry Fox does. And I have
This is their not MMO.
yeah, I guess it's it is an
Okay.
MMO. I have been following this game for a long time. I'm on their mailing list and I get updates pretty regularly about it. And there's been an open playtest, but it's only been on mobile, and you've needed a Netflix account. And neither of those things sounded immediately appealing to me. But at the Wholesome Games event today, they announced that it was available on Steam, and I immediately downloaded it.
Oh, nice. I was kind of waiting for it to not be on mobile.
Yeah. So it is no longer, it is no longer exclusively on mobile. You can go on Steam right now and grab it. And a lot of people must have done that because when I first logged in, there was so much lag that it was unplayable. I had to take a quick break. I took a break, came back to it like a couple hours later, and there was a short queue to get in, and then everything was just peachy. Everything was working fine. And I basically lost the entire rest of my day to it in the best possible way. It reminds me, if you cross the gorgeous art and landscapes and the mobility and sort of climbing up to high places and jumping off of them of Genshin Impact, and the sort of whimsy and so the gathering and crafting and being excited to see other players of Glitch and mashed those together.
That's a
And
deep cut right there. I've
I
not
mean,
thought about Glitch in a long time.
It's been a long time since I thought about Glitch.
Glitch is one of my favorites, and I keep hoping that something will come along to scratch the weird itch that it left when it was gone. It's not it's not quite as silly as Glitch, but just there are giant crafting or gathering nodes, and groups of people can run up at them and all help each other to gather them, and it helps everybody out. And there was like a storm that came through, and to stay safe in the storm, everybody had to gather around a fire, and all the people in the zone just hung out around the fire and started playing music and dancing and introducing themselves to each other. And it was like this sort of social vibe that I have not had in an MMO in I don't know how long. It was extremely just like deeply nostalgically satisfying to just have a group of strangers hanging out and being chill in a video game. Literally just doing nothing but sitting around the fire, listening to music and talking.
I've got a couple of friends that I know worked on this and may still be working on it. I don't know for certain, but the whole mobile first thing was kind of a turnoff for me.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I've been just kind of quietly keeping an eye on it and waiting. I knew it was going to come to Steam eventually and was just biding my time. So I was extremely excited to see the announcement today. And yeah, it has charming characters. Of course, it has a series of Spry Fox cube-shaped bears in it. And it
Which is
does.
important.
I mean,
Yes.
it's mandatory, but it does have a little bit of the sort of daily time gating thing happening, which I have mixed feelings about. But honestly, as an adult with a busy existence, it's less of a it's less of a frustration than it used to be in my early MMO days. I spent many hours playing it today before I ran into the "oh, you should come back tomorrow" wall. And even with that, I could still continue exploring and running around. And I think the other cool thing about it, and I'm curious to see when I log in tomorrow how it manifests, is that there's sort of a series of fixed zones that are the same. There's a village with people that you can interact with, but there's also a wilderness, and apparently the wilderness zones will change like every day or maybe every couple days. So like the exploration and the resource gathering is constantly updating and changing, which I think could be really fun. But I love Spry Fox. I love some of the dialogue options already. Interactions with the NPCs were pretty great. The art is beautiful. I spent a bunch of time fishing, and yeah, I don't know. I am really excited to see what this will look like in its final form, but I'm also just really excited to play a bunch of this right now because it was completely captivating.
Was there anything else really cool from Cozy Games?
Oh geez. So speaking of Spry Fox, the sequel to Cozy Grove is coming, and there's a demo available for that. I think the 1.0 of Fields of Mystria. Trying to think. I pulled a couple of things into, like there are a few demos that I wanted to check out, but I haven't had a chance to yet. But those were the big ones that I was excited for. I know everyone in the chat was excited about Planet Zoo 2, but that's not quite my jam, although apparently this one will also feature fully aquatic creatures, so maybe I will enjoy it more. But yeah, trying to think. There were a lot of extremely cool games in the trailers in the Wholesome Games Fest, but gosh, I could be here all day if I tried to to go through all of them. But yeah, Spirit Crossing was the big one that I think most excited about.
And Wholesome Game Fest is obviously part of Summer Game Fest, and that was a whole 2-hour long reveal show full of stuff.
Yeah, there was a lot in there.
I admittedly did not pay attention to a lot of it, but with a few exceptions.
Yeah, I wasn't like watching the whole thing, so I was very confused when people started like talking about like, wait, Tupac's hologram is back, and apparently
Look, that
Tupac
studio is insane.
Apparently Tupac is going to be in the next Yakuza spinoff, so sure.
Also, Resident Evil Code Veronica is back.
Why not?
Hey, well, they're making remakes, why not?
I mean, that's probably the one that the least number of people played, because wasn't it initially stranded on the Dreamcast only?
I think so.
Jin Atlas looked really cool, which is from the dude behind Ico and Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, that unsurprisingly looked gorgeous.
What big thing is going to make me cry this time? It's a robot.
It's a giant robot that I'm going to land its head to wake it up. The one that surprised me that looked really cool was Hax or Hakes or however the hell you pronounce it, Haex, which was like some of the folks behind Division and some of the folks from somewhere else making a, I don't know, exploration PvE pseudo-looter shooter type thing.
It looked cool.
Yeah, it looked really cool. Like, the visuals were awesome. The gunplay looked pretty good. The movement looked pretty good. Very interested to see where that comes, especially since it's a PvE only thing.
It's a wait.
What?
What?
There we go. All right, I'm actually willing to try it out then.
Yeah, it's
Great.
PvE only.
Yeah. No, it looked really cool.
Like, I'm definitely getting Control vibes. So
Good
Yeah,
news for you.
it's
Also,
so-
Control 2 also
Yeah,
ready for you.
yeah. Like I've already pre-purchased that. I'm ready to go in September when it drops. I somehow missed the Gundam Rogue Orbit trailer because I was watching on my TV, and there's no reasonable way to block YouTube ads on the TV. And most of the time when you're watching a stream, it pauses the stream and continues on. But for whatever reason with Summer Games Fest, it just kept blowing through the show regardless of the commercials.
weird.
I thought that
I don't actually know
trailer
what to think
looked
about that
cool.
one.
Hey, Tam.
Oh.
I'm gonna conscript you to play an extremely hard game with me.
That looks like nonsense.
That trailer had so much heart.
It's great. I'm like, what this game is just called an extremely hard game. It's two geese trying to maneuver through. This looks like it might be rough, actually.
Oh, it looks brutal.
Y'all are going to be cursing.
Extremely hard.
Yes,
extremely hard game.
As highly qualified goose parents, bring your egg home. Okay. What could go wrong?
This game, like, I am totally on board for, like, I did not play a ton of Peak. This is giving me a lot of Peak vibes, though. And the little I did play of Peak was very fun.
I did not realize Virtua Fighter had enough of a fan base to warrant a modern sequel.
I mean,
Six-
Virtual
we-
Fighter's good.
Virtual Fighter 6 got announced some time ago. It had just been completely silent for a long time. So they've been waiting for any news at all.
I don't know, like when Virtua Fighter first came out, it was kind of just this also ran that if you really wanted to play a fully 3D fighting game, you could, but didn't
That's not
perform
true.
anywhere near as well as the other
Tekken
fighting
just-
games of the era.
Tekken just did everything better, but Virtua Fighter was a little Virtua Fighter's revolutionary.
I thought Virtua Fighter predated Tekken by a long
did.
shot.
It did.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's like when it first came out, Virtua Fighter was kind of a novelty.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it was like a whole new like control scheme, basically.
Well, the first game, not so much.
Okay.
The first game was just pretending to be 3D.
That's true.
I think I only ever played the first game, which is probably what colors my opinion of it. Easily the highlight for me was the Guild Wars 3 announcement.
Oh yeah.
God,
that looks
I am
gorgeous.
super on board with this. I'm
Excited.
a big fan of Guild Wars 2 especially, and I'm interested to see where things go from here.
Well, and considering that Guild Wars 2, I would argue, is the game that handles like mounts and movement best among MMOs at this point.
Yep, and
Like-
this trailer heavily features a mount.
Yeah, that like they explicitly called out like movement as, the thing, and the movement in the trailer, like, yeah.
Because there's like a scene where the dude's mantling it up an entire rock face, so
Uh-huh.
there's a bunch of movement options, obviously. Like more important than the Guild Wars 3 announcement though was the follow-up announcement basically saying that we're gonna support all 3 games.
Mhm.
Don't worry, like, and laying out a roadmap of kind of how that's gonna work. And I am fully on board with Hall of Monuments for Guild Wars 2, which means
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like mainlining Guild Wars 2 for a while.
I mean,
Also, we're gonna redo the Zaitan fight is like an amazing thing that needed to
Yes.
happen like
Oh
10
my
years
God.
ago.
Thank
Wait,
God.
really?
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Finally! Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah, because the Guild Wars 2 part of the announcement was that basically there's going to be a year, they're going to basically take a year off from expansion content and focus on reworking existing stuff and like improvements and such, that working on like the base game. And,
Which,
like, adding
frankly,
in more Hall
I'd
of
rather
Monument
have
stuff
than
yeah.
more than an expansion. Because,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
like I've weathered multiple years without an expansion already in Guild
Yeah.
Wars 2.
But yeah, like redoing the Zaitan fight, like improving the like early game, and I forget what else he mentioned. But yeah, no, it sounded great. I am curious how exactly the Hall of Monuments is going to work, since Guild Wars 3 takes place way in the past. But
Details.
probably an Asuran did it.
I was on the site for Guild Wars 3, and the thing that caught my eye is its description is that it's a MMORPG that blends action combat, character building, and skill collection. And it's that last one where I'm like, okay, I haven't, like, other than Guild Wars 1, I don't know that I've never really even gotten into skill collection in Guild Wars 1, but like, that's interesting. What does that mean?
Yeah, like, I mean,
I
Guild
know
Wars
that
1 was
was a
heavily
thing.
influenced by Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, I mean that was
And
a huge part
so-
of Guild Wars 1. So,
But,
yeah.
like, I think it would be really cool to have, like, multiple flavors of the same type of ability so that you can kind of lean in towards specific kits.
Also, we're joining the Veil Wardens, which I assume is to stop people from kiting things to Veil's room.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I mean, as someone who has no stake in this, because I have not played either Guild Wars or Guild Wars 2, I watched the announcement, like the follow-up about the roadmap of keeping all 3 games functional, and super appreciated that it wasn't just a vague, oh yeah, we're going to keep all 3 games. It was
Yeah.
followed up immediately by extremely concrete examples of this is what we're going to do for Guild Wars and this is what we're going to do for the next year for Guild Wars 2. It was not just a hand wavy, just trust us, it's going to be fine.
Yeah, that very clear, there is a plan, here is the plan. Like that counts for a lot.
Yeah. As a player, I feel very respected.
And I gotta say, the idea of just like getting to run around and learn more about ore back when it wasn't a horrible, dead fish smelling,
Death trap.
zombie filled death trap. Like, that's exciting.
Guild Wars 1, it's kind of not there, and you get to hear about how it was horrible and it sank, and totally this guy isn't responsible for singing it or anything.
Yeah,
it'll be nice to see it when it's, not an undead death trap.
Yeah. Well, I feel like or back before that, like we really don't know much of anything about it.
Like,
right?
all we know is that it was the time of gods, but like,
so there's like a
past
lot.
that,
Yeah, there's a lot of room for like all sorts of lore and who knows what. Like,
I was gonna say I wasn't sure if it was the past or the future, but it does appear that there are like things showing the old gods, so it's definitely past, it seems.
Yeah,
it feels like the ESO trick of setting it in an era where there's not much written yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like over 1,000 years prior to Guild Wars 2.
Yeah, like for those who aren't familiar, Ore is kind of the archetypal fallen civilization that has underpinned a lot of elements in Guild Wars.
Yeah, it's
in
very
Guild Wars 2. So yeah, like we really don't know a whole hell of a lot. And
isn't
like
reclaiming, like trying to rebuild Ore, one of the things we're trying to do in Guild Wars 2, though?
It is the main part of the original plot to the Guild Wars 2. It's the whole thing Traherne was trying to do.
Yep, and it's going slowly. We have actually made some progress, but yeah. But also apparently, I guess there's going to be a new ore zone in Guild Wars 2, like connected to the Hall of Monuments and all this stuff. So
this will be our second new ore zone.
I just hope it's easier than the freaking Cathedral of Glorious Victory.
God, yes.
The other game that I'm vaguely interested in is RuneScape Dragon Wilds. Like, I have not followed that at all, other than I have one friend that is super into it.
I have some RuneScape friends.
Like, I have one friend that is specifically only into Dragon Wilds.
I have never played a RuneScape, so I don't even know what
I've attempted to play a RuneScape.
I know there's hats. That's really all I know.
And skill capes.
I tried to play a RuneScape before I knew what MMOs were. So I can't really say I played a RuneScape.
I was really excited to see a new Wolf Among Us 2 trailer, because maybe it's actually coming out next year.
Yeah,
and I'd completely forgotten that the Oz crew were going to be part of this game, which, oh boy, Dorothy Gale in the Fables universe is stay far, far away. She is a sociopath.
Game that I knew nothing about but interests me is 1666 Amsterdam, where you're apparently like some sort of arbiter witch.
Yeah, that one I'm excited to see that one actually see the light of day. That one's been in limbo for a while.
Yeah, like I don't remember seeing this previously, but it looks really interesting, where you are in theory solving problems for the Coven.
Also, while not at Summer Games Fest, apparently it was close enough that somebody at Polygon did an interview with people at Ubisoft who seem to claim Beyond Good and Evil 2 is still alive.
I'll believe it when it launches.
Yep.
I'm low-key excited about Star Wars XCOM.
You have Star Wars XCOM and a new Star Wars Racer.
Is that the
a lot of
Zero
Star
Company?
Wars stuff.
Yeah, Zero Company. That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, Zero Company looks cool. Galactic, I mean, on the one hand, am I excited about Galactic Racer? I don't know. But when they've done pod racing games, they're actually
really
surprisingly good.
Yeah.
So maybe I should be less cynical about it.
It's not a day one for me, but like when it's on deep discount sale years later, I might pick it up for funsies. I was happy to see more footage of Blood of the Dawnwalker, which is basically Witcher 3 but vampires.
Oh, we got a trailer for the last Final Fantasy VII.
Oh yeah.
True. Oh, and we
that is-
also
looks
got
awesome.
I am.
got
I
Monster
think
Hunter
I'm-
Wilds.
I think I'm unwilling to call it the last Final Fantasy VII.
I mean, that you're probably right.
I mean,
the alleged end of this trilogy.
yes,
Right.
yes. The third game in this trilogy is releasing.
Tifa is coming to Street Fighter 6.
That's been a rumor forever.
I mean,
Yeah.
that does not surprise me. And Evangelion is coming to Sonic, so you know.
There's
Like-
yeah.
Look, the quote unquote year of Sonic just keeps getting weirder and weirder.
It's
again-
Sonic's 30th birthday.
Because again, I've given up trying to understand like what is going on at Sega. Like, just whatever you do you.
Just some weird dudes making games.
Yeah. I mean,
I saw-
honestly, I probably
saw-
will pick up the game if it's going to have Tupac in it. Because it's like set over like a 50-year span in Japan from like 1915 up through the 60s.
Right. It's a really
Like,
interesting
following- it's-
era.
Like the premise sounds really interesting.
I'm
And
just
also
going-
Snoop Dogg and Tupac are in it. Sure.
I'm just gonna say people using technology to replicate Tupac does draw the ire of one Kendrick Lamar. So just be on the lookout.
Well, maybe his ire will be focused on Snoop Dogg. It's his fault.
I mean,
Maybe we'll get a really banger album out of this.
I mean, it is less weird than it immediately seems because the Yakuza studio, they have for a while now been using like actual people as the character models in the games, and they're not trying to like recreate Tupac's voice. They've got somebody else voicing the character. They're just like using, his physicality for the character. But
okay.
there's a I'm blanking on his name, a famous Japanese actor that's also like he passed away like 10 years ago, but they're doing the same thing with him in this game.
I don't know
And
that
it's not really out of left field, but
I don't know that I feel super great about using the digital likeness of long dead people in media.
Yeah, no, I don't love it.
Like,
I've gotten used to it, but from them, but I don't love it.
Like Monster Hunter Wilds expansion looks cool. It'll probably send me back to the game for a little bit.
Yeah, I really like how it looks. I'm very excited for that too.
yeah.
I think we've mined just about everything out of the show, at least that I can think of.
You didn't mention the Ninja Turtles game.
We know much of anything about the Ninja Turtles game?
No, it just had one of the most incredible trailers. It was
super dark for Ninja Turtles.
it was very funny.
Wait, it's
sitting
Last
in a
Ronin?
room.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah,
Yep.
TMNT
Okay,
Last
I'm
Ronin.
in.
Yeah. No,
So
that game we spent where I was in a room with like 50 other people watching this and watching everybody be like, what is that? What is that? What is that? And the music kicks in. It was pretty great.
So it's RAF in
It's
Japan.
no, it's
No?
not RAF.
This is an old
It's-
comic storyline, is it not?
Or is it-
It's future New York City. The only one of them still alive is Mikey.
Oh, Mikey, right.
Yeah, and like it was a 5-issue mini, and it was amazing. Like it was fantastic. So
I
I mean, if
mean-
they're doing a game based on that, holy crap!
Oh yeah, they're doing a
Yeah.
game based on that. It looked great.
And it's Platinum Games doing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So at the end of our list, we have a perennial topic that often happens when a league is going on.
Yay.
This is week 2 of the PoE2 League, and I have done a lot of mapping, and it's pretty cool.
Mapping is what I was hoping mapping would have been the last time I did this.
Right. Like okay, so I did not love the Atlas in the current state it was, but I kind of dig now that the Atlas has these huge clusters that are devoted to a specific mechanic. So if you want to go do like some Abyss, you go find the Abyss cluster, and then you go find the next Abyss cluster.
So I'll say I am not that deep into it, but I will just say that I open up a map and there are locations that tell me there are things there and I should go do them. And then I do them and a story progresses.
Yeah, basically every league now has a story associated with it and a specific area on the start of the atlas to go to progress that story. So I've done a lot of breach and I've done quite a bit of expedition and I've done a lot towards the Arbiter of Ash storyline. Because like every node that you do in the Arbiter of Ash area gives you a skill point that is for kind of a generic version of the Atlas that's like just general useful things to spec into that aren't their own league mechanic. Whereas all of the individual like league specific areas like Breach or, Delirium or whatever, they give you progress towards passives in that specific tree. And I wasn't sure that I would like that they still had specific trees, but like I'm okay with it because like there's a clear place that I can go on the map to harvest points for that tree. And in theory, I think you could spec into every single point because there's no respec. So be very, very cautious as you're specking your tree. There's no respec for the Atlas tree. So don't brick your Atlas by going super hard into like Rogue Exiles or something that's rippy or can be rippy.
Interesting. I did not. So there is no respec. So there's not multiple trees either.
No, you can just literally grab every point, I believe.
Fun.
So that like that gives you a lot of like farming points, and the thing is like when you do a map and you get an Atlas passive at the end, it feels so much more valuable than just doing a map.
I was about to say, I have yet to get any Atlas points. I don't know where those come from yet.
They'll start when you go into the gated off areas.
Yeah, that's what I kind of figured. And that's the cool thing is like I've got a bunch of different quests. I've got like, hey, King's March is on the map. I should go to King's March. Hey, there's this person named Hilda. I should go to their campsite. There is a weird gate that I uncovered as soon as I found this tower. And like what I'm liking about it is it feels like the use of this overland map actually makes sense.
Right.
As opposed to just like I am filling in a map, but it doesn't feel like the map matters that much. Other than like I am trying to get to a bunch of specific places that I can already like I'm constantly hunting for where I'm supposed to go next.
Yeah, like it felt like PoE1 mapping, but you took away my agency as to what map I get to run. But now that there's specific story arcs associated with each of the mechanics, and also you just get that mechanic for free when you do stuff in that area without having to spend a tablet on it or anything. It feels cool that you can like seek out, so if you want to like go hard into Abyss, then farm out the entire Abyss area, then go find the next one and farm it out, and then go find the next one and farm it out. But there's like too much to do all of it. I also got deeply distracted by running up a Spirit Walker.
I mean, Spirit Walker's cool.
It is so dumb. Like this build is so dumb.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm doing nothing. Literally, I am just walking around with a explosion monkey that I found that is pretty fast, the big smashy monkey, and cocaine bear, and am just wrecking everything. I'm not casting a damn thing.
You know what you should definitely do though? You should here's my strategy with this, and I feel like this is a smart one. I'm using ice shot, because maybe I'll freeze some stuff, and that's neat, but also I'm putting pursuit on all of my companions.
So I am specifically being the ancient guardian of my minions. Every piece of gear that I have, for the most part, is giving additional stat bonuses to my minions. So I am just their walking buff machine. But there's a build that Aaron Action RPG created that I'm probably going to lean towards. But okay, this is a complaint that I have. There's a hell of a lot of build defining uniques that you cannot equip until like 85.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Yeah. So like this specific build requires 2 of them and you cannot equip them until 85. So there's a new scepter that you can get that basically says you can have as many companions as you have spirit.
Oh, interesting.
And as a result, he's got like an 8 companion zoo build.
Yeah, that would make sense.
It's mostly just a bunch of the rare companions, but he talks about that, you know, he really enjoys the Pokemon aspect of always having a tame beast at the ready in case you find something else that looks cool, so that you can like slowly swap out your rare beasts.
Can you only have one boss beast?
You can only ever have one unique.
That's probably for the best.
They're all real powerful. Like, I ran around with Crowbell for a while, and while Crowbell is much slower than the monkey, Crowbell was equally capable of just wrecking anything.
Now, do your other tame beasts also get the wisps?
I think so, yeah. No, actually no. I've never seen my explosion monkey cast any of the wisp abilities. It's only ever Cocaine Bear or the unique. Although, like, I might need to change the name of the bear to Bear Force 1, because I don't know if you've ever had this happen where it just, like, for whatever reason jumps from the above.
Yeah, absolutely.
It just slams down on a bunch of stuff. That bear is really formidable, and like I went with the unique beast first, but I feel like maybe the bear is the correct choice for your first ascendancy point.
So the bear is the correct choice for your first ascendancy choice, because like right as you get your second ascendancy is right around where you're like, oh hey, didn't I just see the giant pillar ape? And then you go get your giant pillar ape.
Yeah. Because, like, the bear, like, everybody talks about how good the monkey is, but that bear is doing a lot of work. It's doing a lot of crowd control. It's doing a lot of just heading stuff off before it can get to me.
Anyways, you're going to have to show me this. I'm probably like, as much fun as I am having, like, doing all of this ice stuff, I will probably end up respecking, because having a whole bunch of beasts does seem funny.
So there's this really cheap unique called Trench Timber, and I use it on my other minion build because it basically just gives you +2 minions, and it's a mace, and you can offhand a scepter, so you're not losing access to your scepter.
So what, like, other than being there and like letting your beast do crazy hilarious stuff, what are you actually doing? Like, are you casting spells?
No, I'm occasionally taking a potion.
All right. This is back to where you enjoy builds that are more passive than me.
No, like, this is maybe way too passive for even me. Like, the thing is like, I really enjoy SRS because I'm constantly casting SRS. Like, it feels like I'm doing something other than just like leading my train of minions around.
Yeah,
but
I get it.
This is way too passive for me. So I got to figure out something that I can do that's beneficial other than casting the occasional mark on rares.
How far? Where does your passive tree take you? Do you stay over in the Spirit Walker area?
I'm following Zizzarin's build, and it's kind of all over the place. It's basically going for all the companion nodes.
Well, yeah, but the good thing is all of the companion nodes are super concentrated.
Yeah, I don't necessarily understand his pathing.
Like, I should take a look at Zizzarin's, because I was like, if you are somehow getting over into the Druid area, like from an insane path, which I don't think makes sense, like,
no.
Then you can at least get Lord of the Wild, which lets you have a primal talisman and a offhand scepter.
Yeah, I wish you could anoint that, because it would be handy. That way I could at least pounce.
So isn't there a gem that's like, it lets you use things from afar? That that lets you allocate nodes within a radius of another node?
until like Impossible Escape or whatever.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
Impossible Escape was a thing in PoE 1. I don't know if it exists in PoE 2.
Thought there was something.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
well.
this goes down through the Huntress area and then up a couple times around the outside edge, and then eventually goes in and picks up iron reflexes for some reason to convert all evasion to armor. I don't know. Some of these nodes I'm taking as suggestions.
All right, I will have to look at this build and see what they're doing because, like, I am YOLOing this build. It's probably not the best, but like, at least I am pressing a bunch of buttons, which I enjoy.
Yeah, I think your build is probably more fun than what I'm ending up with, but
Yeah,
the stupid monkey is so powerful that I wanted to at least build something with it this league. Like, I wish it were reasonable to have the monkey as part of a normal minions build, but like companions and minions kind of like there's enough nodes that are like, this is worse if you've got minions.
sorry, I just looked at something in this build and my brain broke a little bit. Zizarin is supporting Wolfpack with Rage 3. How do my wolves give me rage?
No, they get rage themselves, which increases their attack speed.
Is that how that works?
Yeah, stack and rage is basically like, let's make them attack faster.
No, rage doesn't make you attack faster in this game. Remember, you're thinking
Doesn't-
PoE.
It doesn't do it baseline of PoE 1 anymore either.
There's a node somewhere that makes rage attack speed.
Oh, okay. So you will have to do something, because your Sylvan's effigy wants you to mark your targets somehow.
Yeah, so I'll be applying Sniper's Mark, which I'm doing already when it's a rare.
See, and I'm applying Pounce, which is a great mark to be applying.
Yeah, but I don't like I've got Pounce technically, but I don't like unsummoning my sacrificial lambs, which right now I have 2 skeletal
Mhm.
warriors for free that I'm using to sacrifice to pain offering. And honestly, stuff doesn't stay alive long enough. I mean, this is absolutely getting nerfed, or at least the monkey is getting nerfed.
I was gonna say you linked that thing, and I was like, all right, gotta look for Silverfist. Nope, Silverfist isn't in here. I get another week with this build. Roll, watch.
Well,
monkey
they've
roll on
already said
ground.
they've already said they're not going to change anything this league on the monkey.
Great, love it.
But like
I'm
the
gonna
roll
enjoy
is the
this for
best
this.
attack.
The roll and the slam, it is so funny.
But like it's so fast. That's the thing. Is I'm trying to find a beast that gives me haste, because that will make everything happen faster. I do like the Pokemon aspect of this though. Is every time I fight a rare, I'm mousing over to see if it has anything useful that I want to steal from it. And especially when I've got more rare beasts, that's even going to be more true. Because like every rare beast that you encounter is wildly different than every other rare beast that you've encountered. So there are probably some truly broken combinations out there somewhere. And I seemingly have an infinite supply of skill gems. I literally named my character Bel Catch 'em all.
Nice.
But yeah, like,
literally all you do is cast Sniper's Mark and Enfeeble. Hilarious.
Yep.
Maybe I'll play this build, or maybe I'll continue doing my own YOLO thing. And
you should continue YOLOing your own thing. You will probably end up happier as a result.
I would not be surprised to hear I will end up happier because, yeah.
Like I said, this is even way too passive for me. Like at least RF, I'm doing a lot of things. I'm shield charging constantly. I'm, applying vulnerability. Yeah, I think it's vulnerability. No, I'm not playing a flammability. I'm applying vulnerability. The one that makes you take damage after half health.
Ah, yeah, okay.
But like I'm doing a bunch of stuff while I'm also frost blinking all over the place. So like I'm doing a bunch of stuff while the RF kills things. So like it's fine. Like it's a couple button build. It's fine. All of my minion builds, I'm chain casting SRS all the time, and it feels like I'm doing something. And that's fine too, but this is like way too passive.
So is the skeletal you're using skeletal warrior just for pain offering?
That's it. Yeah, I've got the sacrificial gem in it that basically makes it so that they always get chosen as the sacrifice.
Interesting. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because they're free. They're completely free from the scepter. Now, when I switch over to the scepter that gives me all the companions, I'll drop Pain Offering probably, because then I'll have a bajillion companions.
I was about to say, this one still has it in its list, which, I mean, given that it is granting that much damage, yeah, you probably still do want this.
I'm running Learcast right now for the same sort of benefit. It's about the same amount of bonus damage.
Oh, and this okay, now this is fascinating to me because this person is, well, are they I'm curious if Zizarin is picking up idolatry. Like, it's totally not important because am I actually going to get a fourth ascendancy? Like,
I mean, I will pay the 2 div to get a carry for my 4th ascendancy.
yeah, okay, so what's your fourth ascendancy going to be?
On which character?
On the companion character.
Probably
I feel like the first 3 are really easy to identify, and then the fourth one's like, I don't know. Idolatry is the most obvious choice, but like that means you don't want to be putting runes into your equipment. And we're in Rune League.
Yeah, I mean, so obviously Katha's Balance is probably a choice that is worth picking up.
Which one's that?
Your main hand weapon.
That is my opinion your third ascendancy.
Yeah, and I don't know, like I was contemplating Vivid Stampede.
Okay.
I don't know.
Doesn't Vivid Stampede require you to be like attacking things?
Does it only work for me? I thought it worked for the beasts.
Nope. It's expend all Vivid Wisps to trigger the Vivid Stampede when you attack.
Okay, so that doesn't work. Owl Feathers doesn't work either. So, like, your 4th ascendancy may be picking up the 10 spirit node and the 2% movement speed node. Look, I've done that before on classes.
Like, I'm just gonna say, maybe you do try and figure out how to make idolatry work, because companions deal 10% increased damage per idol in your equipment. That's pretty attractive.
Yeah, and the thing is you just have to make sure that you're not using your rune sockets to fix your stats.
Yeah, you have to figure, especially for your build, I think idolatry makes sense, because there are some good scepter idols.
Yeah, you just have to make sure that you're actually getting your resists and stuff off of your gear, not like leaning on idols to do it. And chaos resist is usually the hard one, because I almost always have at least one rune with chaos resist on it somewhere.
Okay, so I'm looking at this, and once again, asking myself, so this is using trench timber. Like, that's the other thing is you're applying 60% of your main hand damage to your companions is less attractive if you're using like a one-hander.
Right.
That doesn't have a ton of damage associated with it. Like, this is why I was trying to do it with a talisman or a bow.
Trench timber, when you do the runic upgrade on it, is a little bit more attractive, but it's not the best thing in the world.
But the other option is if you are going, like, maybe so maybe I do something different. I go Scepter Spear.
That's a thing that I've seen a lot of people doing.
So Scepter Spear makes sense then. And as how I switch over to Sylvan's Effigy. Because then what I can still do is I can still use Pursuit 3, because I still think Pursuit 3, like, there are people who are using a bunch of things that I think would be better if they were Pursuit 3. Because Pursuit 3 is like 30% more damage. That's very good.
The hardest thing's going to be that I want... So they added in Minion Splash as a support gem, but they also added it as something you can get through the crafting system associated with Abyss on your belt. And that gives it to all minions at that point. So at some point, I'm going to have to try and craft a melee splash belt, because Monkey performs so much better with melee splash.
I had not even thought about that. I should give my Monkey melee splash.
Because, like, he's got a bunch of big AoE attacks, but Melee Splash makes it so that his single target attacks are also AoE attacks.
I don't know. It's not like I'm this is where maybe I'm playing something slightly suboptimal, but I've got hulking minions on my monkey. It takes up a quarter of the screen and does this roll followed by a slam of a pillar into the ground, and literally just like that hit takes about a fifth of a boss's life off of it. Like, bosses aren't supposed to die as quickly as they do to that monkey.
Well, and I've also got the node that basically 60% chance to poison on hit from all the companions. So I'm also poisoning them. So even after the initial hit, I'm whittling down their health with poison. It's dumb. It's so dumb. Like, like, you've got all the damage in the world. You can basically play a suboptimal build and it won't be any big deal.
It really won't be a problem.
Which is why I think Monkey is definitely getting nerfed.
Yeah, no, like, so they're gonna let me play with this for this season. Like, I will play this.
I think the next hot beast will be Bleed Shark, and playing around with minions that aggravate bleed and stuff like that. I think that will be the replacement for Monkey next league if they don't nerf it also.
Well, so it is very interesting because Tame Beast is not a flat like a flat spirit cost, right? They're all percentages of spirit. So
they're all unique too. So like every beast has its own spirit cost.
Yeah, but this does make it less attractive to get more spirit.
Unless you're going to go 8 beasts or however many you can stack.
But even then, if it's a percentage of your spirit, more spirit isn't helping that, is it?
You have more spirit to spend on other things, unless they're also percentages of your spirit.
I was about to say, this build is theoretically not spending spirit on anything other than companions. Like, the only companion that would have a flat spirit then, I think, is the wolf pack.
I technically am running Herald of Ice only because I can't get more minions at the moment. I don't think wolf pack exists yet for me.
Yeah, wolf pack is definitely attractive. It's a rank 8 spirit gem.
Oh, yeah, I should be able to pick it up. I'll look into it. Anyway, we've gotten deep into the weeds on this.
Sorry, we're playing the same build. It's fun to talk about.
Yeah, we're doing vastly different things, but playing the same build.
Well, like, you've given me a lot to think about. Pointing out this companion scepter is definitely making me think maybe I should go back and figure out how to do this with spear and scepter. I think what you're doing sounds incredibly boring, and I can't believe like that does not sound fun. But maybe I'll find something, and maybe I recommend you too to think about picking up an attack that actually does things to enemies.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I wanted to see how far this road went, and now I will start tweaking things. Because more than anything, the only thing I'm really following from Zizzarin's build is the pathing, just because I hate having to figure out where I need to go next.
Like, the weird thing for me is like, what is Zizzarin? So this is where I'm going to have some Path of Exile questions. Zizzarin is using armored reflexes or whatever turns evasion into armor.
Iron reflexes, yeah.
Iron reflexes. What does that do to all of the nodes that give you deflection as a percentage of your evasion?
I think you still get deflection. You just have armor.
Okay, so that's really attractive, isn't it?
Yeah, especially if you can get some elemental taken as armor, or armor applies to elemental on some of your gear.
But that's a new, I was about to say, isn't there a new like super special rune that gives you a bunch of evasion as deflection and armor applies to elemental?
Yes, there is a rune that gives you all three.
Yeah, and faster ES recharge.
Yeah,
but that's the less important one for this build. Anyways, sorry. Thoughts? I will have to consider that.
This league real good. That's my takeaway. This league real good.
Monkey real good. Big smashy. Bear also very good.
Any short topics? I guess I have two. I watched Iron Lung this week. It is wild. One of the most claustrophobic films I've ever seen. I highly suggest. I also watched Backrooms. That is maybe the perfect adaptation of that
That meme?
genre. Yeah. Like, it was real good, but also real freaky.
I was gonna say, I don't know that we talked about it, but Game Changer started back up.
I think we talked a little bit about it last week.
Yeah, it got
Very
mentioned.
good.
Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers holds up pretty well. I've been rewatching some of that.
It does, in fact. It was a good show.
The song sounds different than it does in my memory.
I would be curious because I feel like I have man, I hear the thunder crash and I'm like, yep, I'm there.
I've also been watching regular show a lot, like, because I've never watched regular show from beginning to end. So I'm slowly making my way through episodes as they aired. And that show's great. Like,
Getting ready for the return.
I loved it already, but it's so good. Like, I think the first season of the new regular show is already out.
Oh, I guess it came out in May. I haven't watched it yet.
So I will go straight into that after I finish my rewatch of all of regular show. But like, I'm not in any rush to get through it. But man, that show was good. That's probably a show, unless somebody's got another topic.
Sign up for the Guild Wars 3 beta on guildwars3.com.
Oh yeah.
Starting sometime in 2027.
Ooh.
Oh, the Nebula Awards are happening right now, and Claire Obscure won Best Game Writing.
Awesome.
So this is the science fiction awards voted on by science fiction writers, science fiction and fantasy writers. So
Okay, well, that was probably a show. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and we will see you all next time. Good night.
Good night.
good
Good
night.
night.
See you.